Everybody ready for another good story? I said morning because it's morning when I'm recording, but I don't know what time it is when you're watching. So good afternoon and good evening too. The book that I have for you today is called If You Give a Moose a Muffin. Those of you who are in kindergarten this year, no, first grade this year, do you remember back in the beginning of the year when we read If You Take a Mouse to School? And we looked at Laura Numeroff's website and played a game on there. Well, Laura Numeroff and Felicia Bond are the author and illustrator of this book. I'll show you on the title page. By Laura Joff Numeroff, illustrated by Felicia Bond, published by Scholastic, and Scholastic has given us permission to share their books with you online. But this pair of author and illustrator have a lot of really cool books together. They call them the Mouse Cookie books, and it's things like If You Give a Mouse a Cookie was the first one, and there's If You Give a Cat a Cupcake, If You Take a Mouse to the Movies, If You Give a Dog a Donut. Maybe you have one of these books at home. If you do, get it out and read it today. If you don't, I'll tell you some other good ways to get your hands on good books before we go today. These are what we call circle stories because they're like a circle. They start with one thing, they go around, do a whole bunch of different things, but at the end of the story, they're right back where they started. Like at the end of a circle, you're right back where you started. So this is a circle story. If You Give a Moose a Muffin. If you give a moose a muffin, do you see her tossing it through the air? Looks like it's fresh out of the oven and steaming hot. He'll want some jam to go with it, so you'll bring out some of your mother's homemade blackberry jam. That's a big moose in the house. When he's finished eating the muffin, he'll want another, and another, and another. When they're all gone, he'll ask if you haven't, he'll ask you to make more. You'll have to go to the store to get some muffin mix. He'll want to go with you. Look at him. Can I please come? When he opens the door and feels how chilly it is, he'll ask to borrow a sweater. When he puts the sweater on, he'll notice one of the buttons is loose. Loose button. He'll ask for a needle and thread. He'll start sewing. The button will remind him of the puppets his grandmother used to make. Have you noticed that he's leaving quite a mess everywhere he's been? Mess in the kitchen, he's knocking things over. The kid in the story is noticing. So he'll ask for some old socks. He'll make sock puppets. It kind of looks messy too, doesn't it? When they're done, he'll want to put on a puppet show. He'll need some cardboard and paints. Oh, his puppets are pretty cute, aren't they? Then he'll ask you to help make the scenery. Oh my. When the scenery is finished, he'll get behind the couch, but his antlers will stick out, so he'll ask for something to cover them up. See those antlers over here sticking out? So you'll bring him a sheet from your bed. When he sees the sheet, he'll remember he wants to be a ghost for Halloween. He'll try it on and shout, "Boo!" It'll scare him so much, he'll knock over the paints. So he'll use the sheet to clean up the mess. Then he'll ask for some soap to wash it out. He'll probably want to hang the sheet up to dry. He'll go outside to put it on the clothesline. When he's out in the backyard, he'll see your mother's blackberry bushes. Do you see that the moose's antlers are still painted in his face? The sheet's nice and clean though. Uh-oh, your mother's blackberry bushes. Did we hear about Mom's blackberries before? seeing the blackberries will remind them of her jam. He'll probably ask you for some. And chances are, if you give him the jam, he'll want a muffin to go with it. He wanted a muffin at the beginning, he wants a muffin at the end. It's a circle story. See if you can find some more of these books at your house, or go online, ask a grown-up to help you, get to Mouse Cookie Books and play some of the games they have to go with these books. Have fun, and I'll see you again tomorrow.